everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I wanted to share with you a tutorial on how to make this diagonal panel card. I love this card for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's very quick and easy to put together, which is great. It means that you can do a number of cards in one go with very little fuss. And secondly, and probably the most important reason for me, is that it gives me a great way to utilize and showcase the beautiful designer series papers that we have from Stampin' Up. So let's have a look at what we will need for this card today. Of course, we need our card base. This is our Very Vanilla and it measures 14.9 by 21 centimeters. We're going to need a piece of cardstock. This is our Rich Razzleberry and it measures 10.5 centimeters by 14.9, and also a piece of designer series paper that is the same measurements there. I've also got a couple of strips of just scrap Very Vanilla. I like to make sure that it's at least the length of the diagonal through the front of the card. So we've got 2 of those, and then again just some scrap for our sentiment or tag here. So let's get started. Of course, we are going to start by folding our card base in half to give us our card. This is the beautiful designer series paper from the What You Love DSP pack from Stampin' Up. It's got that beautiful pearl shimmer to the flowers, and we all love a little bit of bling and shimmer. Now I'm just going to use a little bit of snail for this, but of course any adhesive will work. And we're just going to lay that onto our card front. Very easy. I'll just pop that to the side. Now I'm just going to bring in my Stampin' Up trimmer. We're going to cut our Rich Razzleberry, and I want to remove this center diagonal piece here. Now there are no measurements for this. I tend to just eyeball it and just go for it really. So each card is slightly different. So I'm going to start with my bottom left hand corner just to the left of my track, my cutting track, and then of course the top right hand corner is probably about 1 inch in, and this one's probably, I'm going to say, roughly 1/4 of an inch. And I'm just going to cut that piece off. So that's going to actually sit on the bottom corner just like that. Then, keeping it roughly where it is, I'm going to move my bottom left hand corner to the opposite side of my cutting track. And again, now this one I've actually made it deliberately closer, so probably 3/4 of an inch or so. And we're going to just remove this piece here, and that gives us our diagonal like so. Okay, pop that out of the way. Then all we need to do is we're going to add our strips of Very Vanilla underneath those triangle pieces like so, just to give us a little bit of a accent color. The great thing about the designer series paper is that it coordinates with all of our cardstock, so matching your colors is very, very easy. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of snail on there. Of course you could use Tombow if you need that little bit of wriggle room, but just for the speed of the video today I'm going to use our snail. So I'm popping that on there, and then with the 2 straight edges I'm just going to pull in my paper snip and trim those little bits of excess cardstock off. So there you've got, I'll bring that in closer, you've got that nice vanilla border going through there. And then we're going to repeat that on our second piece. So a bit of snail, pull in our, just a scrap piece of vanilla. And again, along those 2 horizontal and vertical edges, we're just going to trim away. And there we have it. So that's the base of our card coming together there. Of course, you know, you could use some scrap bits of your designer series paper instead of having a full card front, but I just find it's very quick and easy if I just cut it all the one size. So I'm just going to apply my snail and pop those two pieces on, making sure I know which way my card is opening. Okay, so there's our first piece down. And then our second one in our top corner. So it really brings out the paper for us. Then we're just going to bring in our scrap piece of vanilla. And I'm actually using one of the new stamp sets that we have coming out, the Love What You Do. So using this sentiment here, I'm lucky to have a friend like you. It says it's a beautiful day, beautiful flowers, the watercolor wash background there as well. And then using my rich razzleberry, I'm just going to stamp onto my card. And of course, I've got our stitch shaped framelits. I'm just using the second largest oval, and I will run that through the Big Shot. But with the magic of television, here's one that I actually prepared earlier. And I'm just going to pop a couple of dimensionals on the bottom of that, on the back of that oval. Get rid of those little bits. And there you have it. Very quick and easy to make. Beautiful designer series paper from Stampin' Up. Again, if you wanted to, you could just use, like I said, a scrap piece, or you could actually stamp images in that panel there as well. Then of course from there you can do variations. So on these cards I've actually just done the bottom half, or instead of using a full card front size piece of cardstock, this one here I've actually used just a square and I've cut it in half. Same principle, adding that little bit of color behind it to give us that border, and you have another one. So a great way to use your Stampin' Up designer series papers and get those cards out there. So make a card, share a card, and let somebody else enjoy the Stampin' Up range as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you all again soon.